Introduction. Hello and welcome to our video analysis of the application of game theory in Indian foreign policy. Today, we'll be exploring how India's approach to international relations has evolved from being overly generous and accommodating to a more assertive and strategic, tit-for-tat strategy. Game theory basics. Before we dive into the specifics of Indian foreign policy, let's quickly review the basics of game theory. Game theory is the study of strategic decision-making in situations where the outcome depends on the actions of multiple individuals or parties. In international relations, game theory can help us understand how countries make decisions about diplomacy, trade, and conflict resolution. Overly generous versus tit-for-tat. India's foreign policy has traditionally been characterized as overly generous and accommodating. This approach was rooted in the idea of non-alignment and the belief that India should avoid taking sides in international conflicts. While this approach was well-intentioned, it often led to India being taken advantage of by other nations. However, in recent years, India's foreign policy has shifted towards a more assertive and strategic approach. This new approach is based on the principle of tit-for-tat, where India seeks to balance its own interests with those of other nations. This shift has been driven by a recognition that India's economic and strategic interests must be protected and advanced in order for the country to grow and prosper. Comparing game theory and Indian foreign policy. Now, let's compare the game theory of Indian foreign policy with the actual policy. In game theory, a tit-for-tat strategy is often seen as a way to establish cooperation and build trust between parties. In the context of Indian foreign policy, this approach has allowed India to build stronger relationships with other nations, particularly in the realm of economic development and regional security. For example, India's Act East policy, which aims to strengthen economic and strategic ties with Southeast Asia, is a prime example of this shift towards a more assertive and strategic approach. Similarly, India's recent efforts to strengthen its relations with the United States, Japan, and Australia are also reflective of this new approach. Benefits of the new approach. The benefits of India's new approach to foreign policy are numerous. First and foremost, it has allowed India to protect its own interests and advance its economic and strategic goals. This has led to increased investment, improved trade relations, and enhanced regional security. Furthermore, the new approach has also helped India to assert its position as a global power and a leader in regional affairs. This has been particularly evident in India's recent efforts to promote peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Conclusion. In conclusion, the application of game theory to Indian foreign policy has led to a shift towards a more assertive and strategic approach. This new approach, based on the principle of tit-for-tat, has allowed India to protect its own interests, advance its economic and strategic goals, and assert its position as a global power. We hope this video has provided a helpful analysis of the intersection of game theory and Indian foreign policy, and we look forward to your feedback and questions. Thank you for watching.